So I decided to make another video quickly, because we're already in Saturday because it's quite late. So I'm gonna make Sunday's video and upload it a bit earlier, and then Sunday I can sleep in. So I'm gonna make like a little landscape again, going for this 2D graphic style, and let's get started. Yeah, there we go. So what I want to build some first is some of the assets for it. So I want to create like a nice night landscape. So I'm gonna go for something, make a tree or something, or should we make a hill? Let's make a hill first or something. Make some hills. So I'm gonna use a circle, like so. Scale this. Now we're gonna need half, so we can do 180. Give us half a hill. Or maybe we don't even need 180. We can do something like 80, and then duplicate this, and then have it other half. I don't know if we'll have to flip it, so I'm going to just flip the X in -1, and in the color I'm going to change the back face to on, so normal solid, back face to none. There we go. Then I can bam, then I can have two colors. Add another color here. These colors are going to be no light and no light, and I'll just go for like one green, darker green, and one lighter green, and then I'll adjust the angles just to get different feel and look. So yeah, I'm gonna go for that maybe, and then I'll go for darker green. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's a start. Just call this like hill 1. I guess hill 1, and I'll just maybe squish it in the Y, just to like squish it down. Boom. Maybe this one here, make it smaller. So this is our first hill. I'm going to duplicate. Just going to go behind, so I'm just push it back in the Z space. It's going to be a little bit bigger. The right, it could be wider and taller, but then push it back. Okay, and then we can go into the angle, and we can just change that angle. Perhaps we got more on this side. You can play around with it. You can tweak those colors. We can change that after and go back in. And I think this should be darker as well, because it's further in the distance, but still different color, different tone, but it might not be easy to see. I might change my mind, and just change this as well back to slightly darker, but I like this one. I like this one. So maybe I'll use that for now. I'm being a bit picky, but there we go. Okay, so I've got some hills, and I want to just create just a few more. So another one. This one's gonna be in the distance, right at the back. Something like that. Really small. I'll scale these so they're like really in the far back. Push this one tiny back. Slightly bigger maybe, but it's in the distance. I'll duplicate this one again, and I'll just keep that on the same level in front of this one. Something like this. So I kind of got my landscape planned with these hills. Can do is add a ground, or should I say this could be like a water plane or reflection for our water. So I don't know if it will work or not, but I'll see. Color, material, render options, mirror, effects mirror. Let's try that. do fast blur for now. Where is it? There it is. Scale it up. Break it down. Zero it. Where is it? There it is. Push this back. And we've got like a reflection in the water. Bring it down so it's not clipping. Now you can see there's some, if I bring this up, some Z sort here where they're clipping each other. So you might want to, you know, go in here and just, if they're touching, depending on which one it is. Perhaps this should be behind that. And let's see, which one is this? It's not that one. So this one is clipping. So I just moved that a point forward, and I guess it'll be this one too. There we go. I guess these sit on top of the mirrored reflection, and you can change the visibility of that reflection. We can play around with that, but let's change the material. So let's go for like a nice blue. Something like that. I don't know. Perhaps, I don't know. I don't think the reflection works, so. But I don't know. We'll see. We can play, or we can tweak it. We can get rid of it later if we don't like it. Just gonna scale it out to the sides. Okay, so I want a gradient, 2D gradient. It's a backdrop. And we're gonna go from this color maybe to a darker green. So here, let's use the color picker and let's use this. And then go from here to like darker green, and then here. Oh, got too many. Delete. This forward. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. Maybe I have more control over it. I'm gonna delete that layer. I think I'm gonna use a rectangle inside the scene. Color. Rectangle, because I can squish it to fit within the background. Oops. Yeah, color, texture, base, and then to the gradient. Let's go for this. This is nice. And we just gotta edit that. Now, for some bizarre reason, I'm getting that line now. Don't know if it's just. Is it the material? So no light. It was the material. Really struggling with controlling the gradient. I'm not really good at gradients. I'm trying to get like that, but the other way around. Yeah, that'll do for now. I'll be here all night trying to tweaking the materials, and you know, we don't want to be there all night. I'm not too sure about this either, so I'm gonna axe the reflection from now, and we can fake it. We can fake it. Again, the light. Rotate this 90. Alright, I'll tweak this one is a bit more bluey. Okay. Looks very yuck right now, but hopefully we'll fix the colors up. Okay, so got I'll call this water, BG, or that could be sky or whatever you want. Let's add a moon or something. So moon, no light, circle. Apologies if this is taking longer than it should. Okay, bring this in, push it back, say make it bigger. Oh, make it bigger, press the wrong key, Windows key for some bizarre. I'll say like this. Now I want this water to be slightly transparent, so just bring the opacity down. Now it looks like we got it reflecting even though it's not. And then let's add some ripples maybe on the water. So I can just add some axes. So I'm going to go group this, and here. Another group for ripples. Let's go for a rounded rectangle. And then scale this. So similar to the fire log tutorial, we're going for like we're going to use the materials for color. Say the moon, so that's white. So we're going to position these like so. And you can sit these on the plane if you want, and push it back. And then I'll just duplicate these and just have different sizes. Yeah, I can adjust that and the roundness. There we go. Something like that. Duplicate these. I'm gonna have loads of these, but oops. Duplicate again. It just might become a little bit repetitive or boring, but there we go. Duplicate again. We're gonna have loads of these rectangles. Perhaps different skills, you know. Duplicate these again, and then I'll move these back. This one's gonna be longer. I'll just choose some random ones and just change the widths and heights. There's some in the front. I think, is it this one or this one? Trying to find which one it was. I want to change this one. This one, I don't like that look. There we go. Something like that. We're getting there, hopefully. Now I need some, again, the same as the ripples, so I'm going to duplicate these ripples. And I'll just move the whole group. Bam. Bam. These smaller. And then I'll make these slightly darker. So darker than this color, so just pick this. Go for darker color. There we go. And then you got that's like the moon reflection, and then you got your normal water. We can duplicate this again. Alright, so just make these longer. There you go. Nothing amazing, but yeah. Now the moon, I want to take, say, let's take one of these rounded rectangles for the moon. Give it a color. Then just go for a grey. I'll just reset this position and scale so I can see it. There we go. I'll reset that rotation so it's facing forward. Again, it's just add little kind of 2D touch, like little elements to this. And it's gonna be moon ripples, not moon ripples, like a moon. What do you call it? Moon texture or something? I don't know. So it's like just add in some details on the moon without. Well, like that. Doesn't need to be perfect. I'm happy with that. Just add some detail on there. Now what I can do is just apply one material to those, all of those. Delete that. Okay. And then just place these all on that one material. So I can tweak that grey, maybe. It's visible but not too strong. There we go. Now we're just missing a few details, so let's group all of this together on the one axis. Let's pull back a little. Let's take a look at our big image on that tape. So it's not looking too bad. It's not looking horrible. Well, let's make this bigger. So I'm going to stretch this out. Squish this down and move it up. So, and then I'll expand the width on that. And the water itself, this rectangle, I'll just scale this so it just fills this. So if I pull out now, pull back and then pull forward, I've just got a bit more in the background going on. Cool. So you can see we created this 2D kind of landscape, water landscape. Not doing really much work, but you know, really going for a simple look. Now you could do all of this texturing, like I say, in Photoshop or whatever you need. So what I can do is group these if I want. Now I could have used on the water as that where I was using the reflection, the blur reflection, but I want this kind of style, so I don't want it. So I want a bit more control, so I'm going to fake the reflection. I'm going to call these hills. And then I'm going to have an instance. So link here. So we have an instance of the hills and an axis -1. So now they're flipped. And then just load them under the water. Now the water's here, so we need to place this one above, so then it comes through on the transparency. Yeah, so if we make this more opaque, you can see the hills are there. Now half of the hills is not the solid. I believe the draw menu is not set to none, so I'm going to go through and just apply, change the solid draw menu to none, so we see both sides of the back face. Solid, none, and 2 more left. None. You can see this is not like anything planned. I'm just kind of just making this up as I go along. So it's not really planned or anything. But we've got that and that. So that's our reflection. We can control, and we can even put, if you want, you could put an alpha on that in front of that, and you can even tone it down even more, so it's just slightly visible. And then we move around, it should, there you go. So you have a bit more control over that. And we've got this kind of fake 3D, what's it called, 2D kind of look. Okay, so I want to create like a trees. I want to make some trees to go in here. So let's try to do that. I don't know what shape to make a tree. I mean, let's go, because we're using rounded rectangles so much, let's just keep on using the rounded rectangle, make a tree out of rounded rectangles. Rounded rectangle. I'm gonna make a group. Put that under and call that trees. Or tree. Tree. Let's call it tree. Let's make one tree or two trees or one tree. Maybe one tree and we just duplicate. But yeah, there you go. So let's put a color to this. There we go. No light. Let's go for this greeny look. Green. There we go. I'm going to duplicate this. And what I'm going to do, can I take off? No. Make this one lighter perhaps. And then can I just place it behind? Like this. Let's see how this looks. Make this one slightly smaller. Oh, wrong one. This one. Perhaps we go for something like this, or like part of the trees. I don't know. We can see. We'll see. We can tweak those. I'll just call this bush. Bush one. And then duplicate. Three. 4. 5. So now I'm going to connect them all. So let's just get an axis. Rounded rectangle. Color. Let's make a trunk color. So in no light. Let's change this to bottom. The Y alignment. So now if I scale, it just goes up. Place this behind the bushes. Let's say this goes all the way up to this one here. Kind of like that look there. And you place this like here and duplicate this. And all I'm going to do is just boom. And then adjust the Y. Boom. Doesn't have to be perfect, and I would have liked if I could have curved, curved it and stuff, but it's very stick-like. Interesting little branch tree I've got there. But I can put this maybe here. Let's randomize these a little bit. Yeah. Might change that first trunk so it's slightly bigger. That'll do. I'll be spending all night. It doesn't need to be perfect. There we go. And let's put this tree right behind here. Boom. It's not a perfect tree, but I can duplicate this again if I want. There you go. Something like this. It's not perfect, but yeah, looks kind of cool. It's different. I want to tweak this gradient more. This dark at the top. There we go. That's looking much more nice. I like that. Okay. Oh, okay. So the next thing I want to add to play is the same rounded rectangle things, but I want like a cloud. So actually what I could do is take this, you see where I got the ripple, that texture I put on the moon, this group, I'll copy this, bring this out, call this cloud, give it an axis, and we'll position this, scale it. We've got a little cloud in the sky. Now I want it to be very faint, so I'm going to just knock down not the opacity, the color, maybe for a grey, so it's a bit dull. A little bit brighter than the moon. There we go. Or even go for that. Then we go for the same color range, something like that. So it's in the same color range as the background. There we go. So next, what do I want to do? I want to create like nice. I want to make this look much more nicer. So we got this. We can animate this if you wanted. You can do like a fly thing, fly by if you want, or fly through. Really nice. And then you could, if you want, spread. That more in the more, what's it called? Clouds. If you wanted. There you go. So you got something in the distance, you know. Mirror it. No, don't mirror it. That'll do. Right. Cool. You just got something. Anyway, what I want to do is create a mask. I want to mask this or something. So let's make a mask. Stencil. Set. Stencil test. Now which one I get the right one? I don't know. So we need, again, rounded rectangle. I change the Z to order. Nope. So it's the other way. So that should be set and this should be test. And then it should be flip. Like this. Layer 1. Invert. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. So I want to reveal this by using rounded rectangles. And we're just going to need a bunch of these and randomize them. So a lot of work is going to be. There we go. So what I could do is just go more. I want 15 more of these. Boom. Arrange node. Arrange node. I want to arrange these as a top chain. Boom. That makes my life a little bit easier. So I don't have to position them the Y. Like so. Maybe I want a few more. Yeah, I need a few more. There you go. And you can see what I'm trying to do, hopefully. And then I can create different widths to reveal the image. so. Almost done. We're almost done with this graphic, and we can wrap it up. Call it a night. There we go. Now, let's add a 2D gradient background. Move that layer behind. You can edit this layer. And for tint this tiny bit. Of course, you can edit these to look like, position them a bit more like this. In the X, you can change the X, but you can't change the Y. If you want to change the Y distancing, then you gotta change the arrange node. Now, I'll reduce that roundness on that one. Maybe that. Like that. Now if I animate going through, we're still masking this, and you know, the mask is still thing. There you go. Hopefully that's some use. Just showing you, just building scene. You can build scenes out of anything pretty much. What happened if we add some post effects? Like I always add I like the glares and stuff like that, and it just makes that look a bit more wow. Wow, glow makes everything nice. See how much nicer that moon looks now. Now this one I want to make, maybe I want to keep it like this, something like that. That'll do. That'll do. I think I'll call it a night. Hopefully. It's another simple graphic. Now, again, if you're not happy with the you know, I would be tweaking this all night if I wanted. To be honest, I could be doing it all night, and then getting different bits or something, and then duplicate a few more of these. Bam. And then, you know, edit some of these. I'll be tweaking this all night. But yeah, I'm just showing you can create masks. You could use a texture as a stencil in here. You don't need to reveal that as well. There's so many ways of doing it, but say for example I wanted to animate that, and then I can do that. Budgets, Z chain, say let's try center chain, see what happens. You know, I got all these crazy effects I can do, you know, animate the mask like that. Or I can say front chain, perhaps select that, and then, you know, I tweak the Y. There you go. Let's call it a night here. Thank you again. Hopefully it's some use. You know, like I say, what you can do is endless. If it was useful, hit that like button. Remember, subscribing helps me grow. And enjoy the rest of your evening, weekend. Hope you have a good one. And have a good night. Bye bye. See you later.